second episode of the fall 2012 college sailing season, and I am Jane Mackey.
I'm Eric Stork. Chris Love is on the road this week. Unlike Chris, U.S. Sailing is always on board as our presenting sponsor. Thanks to U.S. Sailing, and you should all thank them by becoming members at ussailing.org/college.
So before we get into this past weekend review, we're going to start by looking at the Sailing World Rankings that came out last Thursday. Now, moving forward on Chalk Talk, we're going to be lucky enough to actually have Sailing World's very own Meredith Powelson giving you the Sailing World Rankings every week before they go up online or anywhere. But this week you're going to have to bear with me, and I'm just going to run through it quickly. And first, for co-ed, we have Georgetown. Yale is in second, Roger Williams third, Charleston fourth, and Dartmouth fifth. And for the women's, we have Yale in first, Navy second, Boston College in third, fourth is Georgetown, and five is Dartmouth. So there we have the Sailing World Rankings as they stand from last Thursday. Let's take a look at how these teams are doing out on the water currently. We're going to move into this past weekend's review, and the first regatta up is the Carey Price Memorial Regatta, sailed at Michigan. It was a light regatta here with just 9 races over the course of the 2 days and 8 teams in total competing. The Michigan Wolverines took the win over the Northwestern Wildcats by 11 points. And the second team from Michigan, the Michigan Mays, came in third with 20 points behind the lead team. Now, I think this district really gets the names right. Pretty cool with the Wolverines, Wildcats, and Mays. Love it.
And in NISA, we had the Denmark Trophy at Coast Guard. Very tricky sailing there on the Thames River. Not a lot of wind, a lot of current. Only 9 races in each division over the 2 days. Some newer names at the top of A division. Colin Smith and Louisa Chafee won by an impressive 23 points. Alec Anderson of Roger Williams continues to finish near the top. He got third in A division, this time with Bianca Rahm crewing for him. B division still populated by a lot of underclassmen, a few veterans mixed in, but Raul Rios and Pat Hessian get another division win there. The Brown Bears held off the late-charging BC Eagles and consistent MIT Engineers to get the overall win.
So Eric, I think it's safe to say that it was not such a great weekend for our predictions. Eric had Dartmouth and they finished in 11th. Chris had Roger Williams finishing in 10th, and I had Yale finishing in 7th place overall. It must be said that the top 10 at these events are all pretty close, which is really, really cool. But I think we will definitely be hoping to hone in on our predictions in the coming weeks. Hopefully you can give us a little bit of a break as we're just starting out the season, this being our second episode.
I guess there's a lot of parity in college sailing today, Jane, but we're going to have to do better.
Feel like winning some prizes? Starting this week, U.S. Sailing is offering a weekly drawing for some sweet products from some of its partners. This week, we've got a brand new pair of limited edition Hobie polarized Segundo sunglasses. These bad boys are from Hobie's top line and retail for $210. All you have to do is go to the college sailing section of the racing page at ussailing.org and fill in your info. If you're already there watching this video, all you have to do is scroll down. The direct link is also in the YouTube video description. Don't forget to watch next week to see who won and find out about our next drawing.
This coming weekend, we've got the Moody Trophy at URI. Very strong NISA event with some solid contenders from outside the conference coming in. In Mesa, we've got the Hobart William Smith Intersectional. This regatta has been growing over the past few years, I think because of all those alumni HWS coaches spread out throughout college sailing. They know what Seneca Lake has to offer, and they want their team to experience it as well. So we'll be watching teams there from as far as Stanford and USF making the trek, and a lot of good Mesa and NISA teams as well.
So the big women's regatta, we move south to the Navy Women's Fall Interconference. 19 teams sailing in 420s, FJs and radials. It seems like this is definitely the regatta for depth and stamina, as they're on the water all the time. Looks like it's going to be reasonably light breeze and sunny and not too cold, so that's good for the girls. So we're going to take our picks and predictions at this regatta for this week's Chalk Talk. Eric, what do you reckon?
Well, like you said, Jane, you need depth here and you need stamina, and I think your alma mater, Yale, has got both. We saw what they did early in this season, winning co-ed events with their women's team, winning women's events. They've got radial sailors, so I got to go with Yale.
As I said, taking into consideration a team's depth is important, so Eric, good choice with Yale, but I'm going to go with St. Mary's. Mayumi Roller competed in the Olympics in the radial, so we know that they've got a strong offering there, and I know that they've got some other girls that can fill out A and B as well. So that's my pick for this weekend, and Chris, how about you?
Yep, Mimi Roller's got skills, but remember, women's single hands, she actually got second to Marissa Lehan from Navy. So I'm thinking Navy is going to be a force here at home. Marissa in the radial, Mary Hall sailing A division. The challenge is going to be to find someone who can put together consistent scores in B division. But if they do that, I think Navy's got the win here.
You may have noticed over the first few weeks of college sailing that there's a lot of new names on the results board. The class of 2016 has really come out swinging and leaving an immediate impact. So we're going to take this chance to look at some of the top performers so far and see where they've come from, their past histories in sailing and what's gotten them here. We're going to focus on skippers just because they seem to be making more of an immediate impact, and they've done well to sail with some very experienced crews. So here they are.
Now first up for review is Nevin Snow. Nevin Snow finished first in A at the Nevins Regatta. Now I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the sharing of the names, but he's definitely on our radar. Coming first in A as a freshman in your fall and anything is admirable. So that's pretty cool and definitely one to watch. He's sailing for Georgetown, and he's one of a couple of good skippers that they're adding onto their roster this year. But out of all of those freshmen, he is the most recognized so far in sailing. He has a broad background, having won A division in high school champs, as well as winning US junior sailing champs in lasers, placing second in the ISAF Youth World Qualifiers for lasers. Obviously that would have been a disappointment, but great to finish second and be right up there. Also match racing, he's been ranked in the US for match racing. Coming from San Diego, they definitely focus a little bit more on match racing out there, which adds to this really diverse sort of profile he has coming into college. I'm really excited to see where he goes.
He has been impressive, Jane. Another one with quite the experience coming into college and impressive so far is Raul Rios. He's won both B Division at the St. Mary's College Interconference Regatta and at this past weekend's Denmark. The only weekend he hasn't sailed recently, he actually won the Snipe North American Championship. You may not have heard of Raul. He is from Puerto Rico, and he's got an amazing pedigree, very talented. He's going to leave a mark on college sailing. A little more on him later in the show.
And another one from BC. So we have Erica Reinecke adding to BC's prowess in women-female college sailors. So coming in right off the bat, she has a great slew of accomplishments. She has won the last two ISAF Youth Worlds in laser radials, which is phenomenal. Also placing 8th in Open Worlds for radials, which puts her on the map in terms of the larger scheme of sailors out there as well. She comes from Fort Lauderdale, so it's almost not a surprise that the single-handed sailing is where she's been focusing. Coming from that area, there are lots of other great sailors like Paige Rayleigh, Sarah Lehan, Anna Tunnicliffe, who I believe is one of Erica's coaches as well. So you may be wondering, and I was myself, how is she going to do in college? So she just won the NISA qualifiers for single-handed nationals by 37 points, not finishing out of the top 5 in any one race, which is great, but we've seen that before. Lots of good freshman sailors come in that have really focused on single-handed sailing. And as you go through college sailing, you get a little bit more rusty if you're not focusing on it as much. We primarily sail the double-handed dinghy, so seniors, I know at least for me, I kind of went down as I went through, as I wasn't sailing radials as much. But Erica also has some great scores on the board already in double-handed sailing as well. So she finished 4th at the Hatch Brown, sailing with Pat Hesh, and obviously that's a bit of an advantage, great crew there. But finishing 4th in this regatta shows that she's definitely a player to be watched.
Esteban Forer is sailing for the ODU Monarchs. He's from Tucson, Arizona, but does most of his sailing out of Coronado. He has successes both in the FJ and 420, which is great for college sailing. He won the Buzzards Bay Regatta and Midwinter Champs and got 2nd in the high school champs all in the same year in 2011. He's going to be one to watch and already making an impact. Got 3rd in B at the St. Mary's College Interconference Regatta. Making perhaps the biggest impact on his team so far is Olin Payne sailing for the Fordham Rams. He got second in C Division at the Nevins Trophy, won A Division at his home regatta, the Jesuit Open. Not quite as competitive there, but he got 3 firsts and a second, which in 4 races, which was impressive. Olin brings prowess in both single-handed and double-handed sailing. He led his Point Loma High School team to wins in team racing and fleet racing national champs in 2012. And he won the U.S. Youth Champs in the laser in 2011. So watch for Payne to really make an impact on the Fordham Rams and lead them to be a contender over his 4 years there. Finally, we're going to introduce you to a sailor you may not have heard of, but is making some serious waves in college sailing so far. Raul Rios, sailing for Boston College, has won his division at both the St. Mary's College Interconference Regatta and the Denmark, probably the 2 most competitive events so far this season. Raul is from Puerto Rico, and he has quite the pedigree, having won the Optimist World Championships, in Opti North Americans twice, and in Opti South Americans. He went to the Youth Worlds twice, finishing 6th at his best. More recently, he's already jumped into the Olympic class 470, going to the Perth World Championships. Didn't qualify the country there, but went to the Miami OCR just after that and finished a very respectable 20th. So Raul, well known on the international scene already, is definitely going to make waves in college sailing, and here he is. All right, well, Raul, thanks for joining us here on Chalk Talk. First of all, congrats on a great season so far. You've really got quite the resume coming into college sailing, and a lot of people may not have heard of you because you are international. So first off, what can you tell me about how your international sailing has helped you transition into college? You've won your division at both regattas you've sailed so far.
Well, pretty much, it's a bit different. Obviously, college sailing regattas, they're short, they're pretty shifty. It's been on the river, and then on St. Mary's, which was pretty much also a river. But international regattas help me, I think, about the experience in top-level sailing. I know college sailors have lots of good experience, and then just being able to hold the pressure, knowing that there's good sailors here and you can be better or the same level as they are.
Can you speak any more to that, and maybe also what kind of difference has having such a veteran crew and Pat Hessian had?
Well, Pat, I tell Pat he's my coach in the water. He knows a lot more about the boats than me. Being in a team, especially I think Boston College team, I think I haven't been in much teams, but they're a unique team. Especially Greg pushes us a lot to help the team. The team has to be the less the range is from the best to the worst on the team. That's the best team really, and I think that's a good strategy, and it helps a lot being a team effort, which I'm not used to pretty much, and I think that's what makes a team a team.
Yeah, that's a good point. So are you feeling any raised expectations or any more pressure now that you have done so well early on?
I would say no. I know I came here knowing a bunch of people on the college sailing. I sailed with them before. I know what I can do, and Pat has helped me a lot. He's an awesome crew. He's really good, and I would say our goal is nationals, and we're working hard for it. And I would say pressure is not here. I would say just practice makes practice. The better we get. We know last week we were fifth, this week we were second, and it's an up and down. Everybody has their week. We're just working for that week in nationals.
Okay. How about college life in general? How is it treating you? How are you adjusting?
College life, well, it's a lot different from high school back home. It's been good, lots of work. I've been really busy, but other than that, I'm sailing. I'm doing what I love, so I'm good.
All right, good. Well, hopefully you're studying hard too.
Yes.
Well, finally, I know you've been sailing 470 some. Are you going to continue to pursue your Olympic dreams throughout your college career?
This is something we've been talking about in the Olympic Committee. It's a possibility. I think we're pretty sure we're gonna do it. We're probably gonna be this winter training in Miami, maybe do OCR a little bit, and I think so. I think we're gonna go for it. It's gonna be hard, having college sailing, college studies, and then trying to do an Olympic campaign. But I think we can manage it.
Yeah, I bet you can too. I haven't seen what you've done so far. So, well, good luck. Thanks for joining us, Raul, and yeah, just best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.
Now, I do want to be clear that this is not a fully comprehensive list of all the amazing freshmen coming into college sailing this year. It's just a couple that are already starting to shine, having put some good regatta scores on the scoreboard, and that have some great resumes coming in, which we just went through. We will be taking another look at how these players are performing throughout the season and seeing if there are any others that we want to add to our watch list as we move forward into spring. So that was our feature story for this week. Moving forward, you have other great feature stories to look forward to, like who's going to the college single-handed champs in November and who are our predictions to win. Got a few more qualifying regattas going on in the coming weekends, so we'll want to wait for those to wrap up first. We also have an interview with Zach Brown, who is a great successful college sailing alumni turned Olympic campaigner, so that's something to look forward to. So everyone out there, thank you for watching and good luck this weekend.
Thanks. Have fun.